And we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Chosen Live number 15. And in this video, I've got a bit of a juicy one. But first things first, explanations. Chosen Live was meant to be yesterday. I'm sorry about that. Just kind of had to deal with some other stuff and whatnot. And, you know, now that's all out of the way. My affairs are in order. My agenda's all in order. We can delve into Chosen Live a day later. But I'm glad it's a day later because I have this juicy topic to discuss. So first things first, I'm just going to have a little look in the chat, see who we got in here. We got Chosen Vader owner. What's up, dude? We got Chillwell Season. What else we got in here? We got John Paul. Ali. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Mega Cloud. What's up, dude? Lisa, how you doing? Oligario. Pizza time. Pizza time indeed. Chosen Live on Monday hit different. I know, right? Hey, Stu. How you doing, bro? Hello there. King Zeon. Ananth. What's that? Okay, so obviously, let's just get into it. So getting the obvious out of the way, you know, what a lineup. You know, you've got Ewan, you've got Hayden, and I have no doubt in my mind, I'm sure the theories will probably run rampant when it releases. And, you know, I do worry that we won't, you know, that we set ourselves up for failure with that. But if I was a betting man, I'd say the likelihood of Frank Oz reprising his role as Yoda and Liam Neeson reprising his role as Qui-Gon Jinn is quite high. We may see them, maybe not in a major role, because the focus will mostly be on Kenobi himself and Anakin probably on the other side of the galaxy. But I do feel like we will sort of be bouncing back and forth between them. And, you know, we'll just get to see their different perspectives at, you know, at the current time of wherever they're at. So Yoda, Qui-Gon, all potentially possible. But the official cast is, you know, Hayden and Ewan, our boys front and center, the two kings. And I've said it from day one, you know, these guys, man, if the rematch is true and these two are going to go at it, it is literally like Anakin and Ahsoka from Rebels. It is literally like that exactly. And I tell you, man, it may get me. It may choke me up a little bit. That Ahsoka duel was sad in itself. You know, this could be something even more so, you know. We've got Moses Ingram. I'm not too sure about her. I think she's a new face that I've seen. So I'm looking forward to see what she brings. Kumali, I've seen him in other projects before, so yeah, I'm very well aware of what he can do. But the one that really excited me the most, we got Joel Edgerton and Bonnie PSA. You know, we've got Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru returning. You know, so that's great. You know, it makes sense given the location and, you know, given the time. But I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Sung Kang from, you know, who plays Han in Fast and Furious. Because there is a great quote from that movie, Tokyo Drift, where he talks about, you know, who you choose to be around you. It lets you know who you are. One car in exchange for knowing what a man's made of. That's a price I can live with. It's that kind of quote that I just feel like, man, you would make such a damn good Jedi. You really would make such a great Jedi. And I don't want to, you know, set people up for disappointment. But I mean, we don't know what his role will be. So coincidentally, could you imagine a flashback of Order 66 and Sung Kang plays a Jedi Master in the temple or something? Oh God, I would absolutely. I would lose it. I would absolutely lose it. We've got some interesting stuff in the chat. Let's see. Jacob, I have an art project, but I have my computer up while I do my project so I can watch. No problem, Ali. I appreciate that. Who will voice Vader? James Earl Jones or Hayden? No. So James Earl Jones will do the voice. But I feel like if they're bringing in Hayden, you know, you could just put any tall guy within the suit. So what I feel like they're going to do is they're going to have a lot of scenes where maybe Hayden has the helmet off. And in those scenes, you know, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but you could potentially have a flashback to him and Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars. And now we have Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. You have Tamora Morrison back on the cards. You could have a flashback of Anakin, Obi, Ahsoka, and Rex for the first time in live action. You could have a flashback of that. But anytime you see Vader, it will be James Earl Jones, 100%. 100%. I mean, hell, could you imagine like Hayden's voice speaking through the Vader mask? You will surrender to me. Hayden is underrated. Yes, he is. I think the movie was Shattered Glass. He was fantastic in that. I'm pretty happy with how Star Wars as an IP has been handled. Yeah, since the how do I say it? The fun of the sequel trilogy, they are making the right moves. At least I feel. Does Darkseid like Desaad or Granny Goodness more? I'm not too sure. Probably Desaad. Maybe they're going to explain how Kenobi aged 50 years in just 20 years. Yeah, it's quite interesting to think about. When only 20 years go by, he does kind of jump in the age, but that works case in point for both Kenobi and Yoda. You know, Yoda is like 870, and then he passes away at 900. It's like, okay, so you're 870 and 20 years. You're telling me 20 years has made a difference on you, Yoda. Like, that's like a year for you. But yeah, you know, I feel like Ewan McGregor is at that age now where he is mature enough to be believed as the middle ground between prequel Obi-Wan and original trilogy Alec Guinness. He's in that middle ground. Perfect kind of time to do it. No way they're going to have a rematch. I'll die of excitement. It'll be the final one, but it won't be on Tatooine. It'll be off-world. It has to be off-world. You can't do it on Tatooine. Otherwise, the whole point of Obi-Wan being there is redundant. If Obi-Wan and Vader fight, which I highly doubt they won't, I really hope it's not a vision or dream sequence. Yeah, I mean, if they are to fight, it's got to be going at it balls to the wall. And a big selling point of this show is their rematch. It's got to be a major fight. Like, I'm talking Ahsoka Vader levels of fight, like that Star Wars Rebels fight, like that. But the only thing is you have to do it off-world. You can't do it on Tatooine. Otherwise, Vader will somehow know. You know, he'll get the feeling that his son's nearby, you know? Or he'll just start feeling. He'll feel stuff. So, AR, how you doing? Everyone harass and smack the like button until you can't hit the button anymore. Damn straight. If you haven't liked the stream, then, you know, what are you doing? Go and like the stream. If there is a flashback to the Order 66 at the Jedi Temple with Anakin tearing shit up, I'm going to be so happy. Dude, I think it adds to the mystery of the film not seeing what Anakin did within that temple. But I can't lie, it would be kind of cool, you know, just to see him go up against some Jedi Masters. Hell, maybe you could get that librarian. You know, it's like, if it does not appear on our records, it does not exist. Jocasta Nu, her name is. Maybe we can get her to reprise her role, but I think she dies a different way in canon now. They should have Hayden voice in the first few years as Vader, but they should also have his voice change over time. No, anytime like Vader is there, you keep it the same. But anytime he's got his helmet off, you just have him there. Do what they did with Sebastian Shaw and James Earl Jones. They blended the voices. We're going to see a maskless Vader in his chamber being depressed. Well, I mean, hell yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, after all the shit that's happened to him, I think it's very understandable. I do think Robbie will win the All Valley. Yes, 100%. Looking forward to Darth Maul cameo. Well, this is the thing. Because it's a limited series, I would love to have Ray Park and Ewan McGregor be the final shot of the show. I would absolutely love that. Literally, all you do, right? Because we've seen the duel in Rebels. We know how it goes down between them. We literally know how it goes down. All you've got to do is literally have that same scene. You don't have Ezra. You just have maybe like sort of an end credit scene of Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan and Ray Park, Darth Maul, standing in the same stance the animated versions of their characters did, the same stance, and that's where you end it. Because you know what's going to happen. You know Maul's going to die at that point. But it's just, it would be fan servicey. But if this is a limited show, you know, Clone Wars did it as well, where it ended, and then it did a time jump to Vader finding Ahsoka's lightsaber. So you could do something similar. You could honestly do something similar, where the final shot of the Kenobi show is either Kenobi looking out at the suns, or you could have that sort of scene where it's Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, Ray Park, standing face to face one last time, and then it cuts to black, cuts to credits. And the reason it doesn't show us what happens is because we know what happens. We don't need to see a whole live action remake of that fight because we already know what happens. But I think it would be kind of cool just to see Ray Park and Ewan McGregor be like, didn't we just do this like 20 years ago? Like, I'm sure they could have some quips back and forth about it. And they started the journey from that film. So it would be very poetic. And I feel like it would make Darth Maul's presence in Clone Wars and Rebels really stick out more, because you can put your mental imagination, right, yeah, this is the Ray Park Darth Maul, not just the animated kind of version. How do you know that they fight, Jacob? Also, I've never seen Ahsoka versus Vader fight. Should I watch it? Yes, you should absolutely watch that, 100%. I'd recommend watching the whole show just so you have context for it, but it is a cool fight in isolation. But essentially, when Kathleen was announcing it and she said this will be the rematch of the century, and it's in all the articles, it's in all the spreads, I feel like if you get Hayden back, I feel like you are going to have a fight. There's no other way. Like, if they're going to do the Kenobi show, they could have done it without Hayden. You don't need, like, Hayden for a story on Kenobi. But because they're going to be telling how the downfall of Anakin really affected Obi-Wan, it really broke him. Like, picture this. This is how Kenobi starts, right? Let me just set the scene. You ready? You were the chosen one, Anakin. It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them. I hate you! And then it just cuts to black, and then boom, Obi-Wan wakes up. Right there and then, Obi-Wan wakes up, and he's literally just been living this moment on repeat every single day, constantly. He's just been reliving these memories in his head, because regardless of what he's doing, he's in Guardian mode. He's protecting Luke. But still, like, as soon as, remember in Rebels, when Darth Maul says to him, you're protecting someone, he snaps, right, lightsaber on. I need to take him out. I need to get rid of him. That's the mode he's in right now. But I feel like that is a great way to really open up the series and set the stakes for everything that happened. Everything that happened between those two. And, you know, as cool as the Vader and, you know, Ben Kenobi fight is for the time it was released, you know, you can look at it more better knowing that it's just two old guys coming together for one final fight. But you need one more. You could squeeze one more duel in there, and then you could have the score be 2-1 to Obi-Wan, and then Vader wins the next one, and then they're on a draw kind of playing field, and then balance. I think that they learned with the sequel trilogy, and now they have a plan with the Mandalorian setting in the High Republic. Well, this is it. And even if you don't have a plan, like, you don't need to have every single story beat laid out, because otherwise the creative process isn't fun. But I think having at least a rough idea of where you're going is a very good idea. So I'm fully on board with what they're doing. Do you like my new profile picture? It's Billy Maguire. No, Billy Maguire is always a win. The funniest ones of Billy Maguire is when he kicks people. Kids fighting Anakin in Order 66. Yeah, and this is the thing. Great point. Great comment, Oligario. Maybe we can see how Grogu escaped. Like, this is the problem, though. You keep adding in all these Jedi. None of them were in Attack of the Clones or Phantom Menace. None of them. And obviously because they weren't thought of at the time, but you can watch those movies thinking, oh, Grogu's in the background somewhere. But could you imagine a scene where Anakin is tearing through Jedi? And I might do a video on this. Anakin is absolutely slaughtering Jedi left, right, and center, and Grogu is escaping. Like, Jedi are, you know, protecting Grogu because he's like really young at that time. They're trying to let him escape, and then he escapes. Cobra Kai is a sequel trilogy done right. Exactly. Hollywood could learn a thing or two from Cobra Kai by a country mile. What if Yoda actually is alive but tricked everyone so Jedi could evolve, but he's just chilling somewhere in the galaxy? No, I think he did pass away in that scene. I would love for a bit of the fight to have Vader's mask off and Obi-Wan's reaction to the state of Anakin. It would make it all the more personal. Yeah, that's why I said it would be like the Ahsoka and Vader fight. It will be Obi-Wan versus Vader, and then he'll damage Vader's mask. It'll be the same kind of thing. But just seeing Hayden and Ewan see each other again, fuck, man. It might get me. Oh, it might get me. Will Jar Jar... And yes, it would make it more personal. Will Jar Jar Binks make an appearance? I mean, I don't mind if Jar Jar ever comes back. I don't personally have a problem with the dude. I always thought he was hilarious. But I feel like because it's such a can of worms for that character, you don't want to open up that box, especially as with the way things are now. So I think the only Jar Jar you'll ever get is in like other animated material, perhaps, and that's it, like Clone Wars or Bad Batch or something. Hey Mustang, how you doing? If they actually don't fight, that'll be the biggest clickbait. Oh, for sure. Like, I don't mind. There doesn't need to be a fight in Kenobi for me to enjoy the show, but I feel like if you're bringing Hayden back and then you say quite clearly this is the rematch of the century, Like, you have a lot to live up to. Like, that duel on... Like, it can't put it this way. As cool visually as Rey and Kylo's duel on the Death Star is, as cool visually as it is, and as cool, like, as the parallel, like, where Ben Solo is reborn and there's water and it's light, like with Anakin, where he falls and it's dark and there's lava. It's a great parallel there. Ultimately, they have come nowhere close to that, in my opinion, of the Mustafar duel, right? And I know people say it's over-choreographed. I know people say it's a lot of spinning moves. But you got to understand, these two have been training with each other for years. They know every single they know the other's moves so well, they're trying to punk each other out. They're trying to get one up on the other person by tricking them. That's the point. But yeah, it'll be the biggest clickbait. They better go at it. Or at least have a scene where they... Just at least a scene. Have you seen the fan-made trailer? It's pretty dope. Oh, for Kenobi? Oh, yeah, for sure. There's so much great fan-made stuff for Kenobi. That would be mesmerizing, and that would be so powerful imagery-wise, and the poetic justice of that scene was amazing. Who would win Battle of the Ugly, Thanos or Palpatine? I'd say Palpatine. I did not watch this show. Big Sim. Oh, God. The Battle of the Ugly. Jesus. Let's close the box called Jar Jar and slowly back away. Yeah, it's one of them things, like, again, I don't mind if he comes back, but I know Star Wars fans, and I'm going to be honest, most Star Wars fans are pretty chill. But the Star Wars fandom that exists online, the vitriol that exists, is just fucking disgusting. Excuse my French, but it's disgusting. It's a bunch of kids, and I've said it before. It's just... And then... Like, calm down, go outside, get some fresh air. It's not that deep. This is a fictional universe. But yeah, you know, it's just a can of worms, and I don't think they want to do it. Plus, Jar Jar, you could give Jar Jar a redemption where you really make the audience feel for him, but I feel like with the tone that they're going for with Kenobi is going to be a very serious tone. Like, not too serious. It's still Star Wars, still going to have adventure, but it's going to be a really strong tone. It's going to be reminiscent of Revenge of the Sith vibes for me. And I want them to make sure that George Lucas has some kind of involvement, at least, just to oversee it, just because this was what he was building up to, the fight between brothers. Had to use your drama avoidance advice because I triggered people on Cobra Coven's channel. Yeah, well, I'm glad the advice works for you. Like, whenever drama's just happening, just grab a bag of popcorn and just exit the premises, buddy. Like, it's just one of them things where... You'd be amazed how people get so upset and bent out of shape over nothing. But be the bigger person. Who are in the rematch? I got Hayden. Well, it's tough because you got to take into consideration that Vader kills him the next time they meet. Like, Vader kills him, so regardless if Obi-Wan lets him win or not, lets him kill him or not, I feel like you need to have it as a drawing while watching. Oh, sweet. Hopefully, it provides you some inspiration. I personally thought Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan was the best fight in the universe. However, I do get what you mean. The fight would be epic if it happened. Oh, no, I totally agree with you. In the context of Darth Maul and Obi-Wan, right, I was expecting a big, flashy lightsaber fight. The fight that we got, I absolutely love. I love that it's done in 3 moves, bang, dead. I love that because they've dueled each other so much, right? And Darth Maul's trying, like, if you look at his stance, he's trying to do the same move he did on Qui-Gon, where he smacks Qui-Gon in the chin and then stabs him and impales him. So what does Obi-Wan do? He lures him into the trap by thinking, I'm going to make Darth Maul think I'm going to go the same way my master did. And Darth Maul's thinking, oh, I've done this before. So Obi-Wan baits him and then bang, slashes the lightsaber down his chest. Whew. Fucking poetic as hell. I love that scene. And then Maul's like, tell me, is it the chosen one? He is. He will avenge us. Ah, man. Beautiful arc there. Literally, Obi-Wan's like Jesus and Darth Maul's like Satan. Yin and yang. What do you think of Falcon and Winter Soldier Episode 2? Oh, I loved it. I loved it. That show is going from strength to strength. The toxic Star Wars fans will ruin it, and they'll be toxic if he returns. Like, who are they to judge a character who's an OG? Yeah, damn straight. Judge. That's it. Hey, Darius. Darth Jar Jar since 1999. That's how it is. No one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Make Jar Jar a Sith Lord. Frog. Good old Frog. The Battle of Mustafar was brilliant in my opinion. It's the best fight ever in Star Wars I've ever seen because all the movements and the dramatic effects, it was perfect. Like, it was like watching theatre. It was literally like a theatre operatic piece. I fucking love that fight so much. Oh. And do you know what? There's a moment in the fight, right, in the movie, and it's my favorite moment in the movie. I might have to do a video on this part, right? It's the moment when they're in the facility. Anakin stabs the lightsaber through the door, like the door button. Obi-Wan kicks him, and then they're taking the fight outside. And then Anakin kicks Obi-Wan in the face. Obi-Wan goes, oh, like that. But Duel of the Fates is playing before the kick. He kicks him, and then it just cuts to Yoda and then Palpatine slamming the Senate building to pieces. And that is the most satisfying part. Like, if you think the politics of the prequels are boring, you must absolutely love that scene because they're just trashing it, throwing the Senate seats everywhere. And it's also very, what's the word? Symbolic, because it's the fall of Senate, the Senate and democracy. That's what it essentially is. It's the fall and the corruption of it. Darth Vader and Obi will never meet up because Vader hates sand. It gets everywhere. Damn straight. Damn straight. I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough, and irritating. It gets everywhere. Like, I never actually understood why people hated that line. Like, in a universe where we've got someone saying, but I was going to the Tashi station to pick up some power converters. Like, I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. There's worse lines. The stream proves why Chosen can't be called Chosen. Yeah, it's tossing and turning, really. I love Obi-Wan baiting Maul by taking Qui-Gon's stance. Kenobi has grown since that fight. Maul hasn't. Exactly. Maul's blinded by rage. Cobra Kai fans, here's a good example for you. Obi-Wan is using his Miyagi-Do technique against Maul's Cobra Kai technique. He lures him in, he baits him, and he just uses his own move against him. Absolute mwah, chef's kiss. Was Jar Jar ever OG? Prequel terms, yeah. Calling it a night. Have a great stream, folks. Take care, Stu. Everyone raise a point to my boy in the chat. See you later, Stu. You take care, yeah? But remember, the frog. My favorite moment in Star Wars will always be Luke getting angry and overcoming Vader in Return of the Jedi, then throwing his saber away. Dude, I know what part you're on about. My favorite shot in Return of the Jedi, when he's like, never! And they start, swinging the sabers. It's the way the camera pans across the staircase towards the rail bit as the fight's progressing towards that area. Oh, God. They don't make cinematography like that anymore. But yeah, I know what you mean. That whole segment is amazing. That's like, realistically, Return of the Jedi, like, that has one of the best third acts, like, including Rogue One in this, because Rogue One's third act is amazing. It has one of the best third acts I've ever seen in a Star Wars film. And it will probably never be topped. Not like that. Ewan McGregor was great as Obi-Wan. Are they keeping him for the Obi-Wan show as Obi-Wan still? Yeah, he's back. He's back. Hey, Chosen. There you go. Good night, Stuart. Now we've got some smiling emojis. Oh, hey, Evan. How you doing, bro? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you keeping? I don't think people truly hate that line. There are just much worse flirting dialogue in the scene. It's just a lot more memorable. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's sort of a way of looking at the scene and, like, even as a kid and even now, like, the romance between Anakin and Padme, it's believable if they're not talking. Like, it's believable if they're not talking, if you know what I mean. But some of the creepy staring, man, fucking hell. I'm like, Anakin, bro, chill. But, hey, it worked. But don't do that on women in the real world, guys, for fuck's sake. Be more like the Han Solo type. They need to give control of the show to Lucas. He made the build up. He worked and dedicated his life to it, and he should also be able to see changes as he sees fit. Yeah, I'd love that too, but with the way the story is going at the moment, I don't see them getting George to do much other than the odd little thing here or there. John Utah says, I challenge you, one warrior to another. Only the strongest shall rule Mandalore. What a scene, eh? What a scene. I presume you're talking about the duel in the... hang on a minute. Let me just find it. I challenge you. Warrior. I'm pretty sure it's the one with Pre Vizsla, isn't it? Yes. It's fucking Darth Maul and Pre Vizsla. Yes, I thought so. Yes. Yes. I remember that one. That's it. Maul versus Pre Vizsla. Oh, that fight was so good. The Death Star scene and scenery was so incredible and too sick for all. Yes. And in Rise of Skywalker, I know like people don't really like it, but one thing I loved is when Rey's like walking through the hallways and you see the stormtrooper helmets and she climbs up into the Emperor's throne room and you go, na, 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 na. You know, that same musical cue from when Luke takes Vader's helmet off. Oh, God. Woo. Yay, Ewan's back. Yeah, Ewan and Hayden, they're both back. Dude, guys, do you know what I'm sad about, right? I wanted to go to Star Wars Celebration before COVID, right? And it would have been held in California. So I would have been to California and Star Wars Celebration. I would have got the double whammy. I was excited when the Kenobi show was announced. Could you imagine how crazy it would have been if if Ewan McGregor and Kathleen Kennedy were on stage, right? If they were on stage and they were like, it doesn't feel complete. We feel like we need one more. And they bring out Hayden. Dude, oh my God, the electricity in that room would have been off the chain. Such a shame. Fuck COVID, man. Dude, I love that shot so much. One of the greatest shots in cinema history. I know. It's such a strong moving shot. They honestly don't make shots like that anymore. Anakin, the OG neckbeard. Jesus. Hi, Jacob. Sorry for being late. Better late than never. Hating on Revenge of the Sith is basically what people do to Raimi's Spider-Man 3. It's illogical. Yeah, I mean, how can you hate Spider-Man 3? It's got Billy Maguire. Really glad we'll see more of Uncle Owen and why he hates Obi-Wan so much. Yeah, they could do a lot with that. They could really sort of explore it. They could, honest to God, do so much with that. And why he's like, you know, I want to watch A New Hope now, man. Damn. But the way I see these shows is, put it this way. Kenobi, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Mandalorian, between episodes 1 through 9, they are literally filling in all the gaps. They're filling in all the gaps and what fans want to see in the entire saga. And give it about 10 years, they're going to basically leave it. And then they're going to move on to new stuff. Like, I know they got the High Republic, but I mean in general, like new stuff. Like, I'm talking 100 years in the future, that kind of thing. Can you react to Billy Maguire, Duel of the Fates? I've already seen it, but the bit that made me laugh was when Billy Maguire stabs Qui-Gon through the chest and he's like, how'd that get in there? I was like, Jesus. Music was so good. COVID do be a bitch. Scene is probably one of the greatest scenes ever, and Mustafa's choreography was chef's kiss. You're damn straight. COVID is like Thanos trying to destroy the whole planet. Yeah. Is Hayden really tall when you met him? Because he was sitting down, so he was tall. So was he tall? No, he was standing up. No, I was standing next to him. We were both standing up. So he's a little bit taller than me. Not by a great deal, but he's a little bit taller than me by, I'd say, a couple of centimeters. So, yeah, he is as tall as you would expect him to be. And, you know, he's probably one of the only people that I've come across that is actually the height that you'd expect them to be, if you know what I mean. You know, like most celebrities, they look taller online and in movies and stuff. When you see them, they're actually short as hell. But I'd say my frame's bigger than Hayden's, which is weird because he looked jacked in Revenge of the Sith. I think he had to put on muscle just for that, you know, that shirtless 8-pack scene. I watched The Rise of Skywalker again on Saturday. Oh, sweet. I'm glad you enjoy it, mate. I'm glad you enjoy it. I really would have liked... There's a great fan edit. After Han Solo talks to Ben, I would have absolutely cried if Anakin spoke to Ben after that scene. There's still one more thing we need to do, grandson. Oh, God, I would have lost it. You still keep the Han and Ben scene. You still keep that. And then you put Anakin in afterwards and all the Jedi. Fuck, man. But they did the best they could with what they had in the time that they were given. I have to give them that. And Hayden was there, like hearing Hayden's voice amongst the Force Ghosts is one thing, but hearing it amongst like Kanan, you know, Obi-Wan, old Obi-Wan, Yoda, Mace Windu, Qui-Gon, hearing all these Jedi, it's amazing. Because we never actually hear Hayden and Qui-Gon, Hayden and Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon in the same kind of thing. This is why I hope we see Luke in a young Ben Solo show on. Yes, I want young Ben Solo, But make sure we get Grogu out of there before Ben Solo goes awry. Do you think there'll be any cameos in the Andor show? Vader. Potentially Vader. Like, I don't think Vader's necessary for that show, but I think you could have Bail Organa, because this is before Rogue One, so Bail Organa isn't on Alderaan and he's not dead. So you could honestly, you could do something with that. There's a lot of potential cameos for that. I might have to do a video on that. Mon Mothma will be in it for sure. Admiral Akbar. What if Johnny hugs Robbie instead of Miguel? Things may be different. Hug them both. Wait, you met Hayden? Yeah. London Film and Comic Con 2019. As soon as he was announced, I was like, yeah, I'm booking that shit. I had my Attack of the Clones lightsaber that I've had since I was a kid. And I was wearing the shirt. And the shirt said, someday I will be the most powerful Jedi ever. And I was like, man, this is fitting. Like, I showed him the saber and he's like, that's awesome, man. I was like, man, you're a chill dude. Didn't get along with him just because, like, his cue, like, I tell you what, Hayden's cue was absolutely insane. I say there was even like 40-year-old women and 40-year-old men that were wanted to take a picture with him. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, his queue was stacked. There were people of all different ages, all different shapes. The queue was long. It was It was really long. And I had to meet William Zabka, who plays Johnny, at the same time after that. So I literally had to get Hayden. As soon as I got Hayden, I was like, right, I've got to run and go and get a picture of William. Luckily, they were next door to each other. I need to start watching Star Wars again instead of Marvel so much. Yeah, man. Yeah. Go for it. It's good to just freshen it up a little bit. Daniel was like is Obi-Wan plus Luke of Cobra Kai. Yeah, he's like a hybrid of the both. When he does the dance and the saber in his hand, look, yeah. He's got the double blade. He's just dancing. The Force Ghost remastered with Anakin in Episode 6 was... like, I see why people are upset that it was changed, but I think it's more fitting because that was the last time Anakin was a true Jedi. I love when Ren was using the... when Kylo Ren comes back to Ben Solo, I fucking lost it. That was the best moment of the film for me. Besides the Han and Ben conversation, I loved it because it was like... What did he say in The Force Awakens? That lightsaber, it belongs to me. What happens in The Rise of Skywalker? Rey's like, I should strike you down. I'm going to just pass the lightsaber over to Ben here. And he does the he gets the lightsaber and then he does the Han Solo shrug. Like, he's a mixture of Anakin and Han in one character. He's got the Han Solo shrug and he's got the Anakin badassery. He's got a mixture of Han's smugness and suave, debonair, hit with the ladies, and Anakin's badass, composed, aggressive fighting style. It's perfect. And then, shit, man. Oh, I love that. I just wish it was like, fleshed out a little bit more. There was a rumor about Ben Solo coming back, but Adam Driver said he won't play him anymore. And what if Ben... No, if Ben comes back, it will be Adam Driver. But the only way Adam Driver will come back is it'll be like for Star Wars Episode 10. It won't be at least for a while. But for Oscar, Daisy, and John to come back, they said they just come back if they're together. So I think, they'll all come back for sure if they're together. But I feel like, the point of Ben Solo now is that he lives within Rey. So you could have it play out in a very different way. Ahsoka and Leia being an Andor too. Yep. You could do that. You can do that. Celebration music in the Ewok village was so great. Yeah, the original version, Yub Nub, was interesting, but I think I like the celebration music more. Favorite scene in Episode 9 for Star Wars, Jacob? Oh, it's Ben Solo. It's the minute he does the Solo shrug. Oh god, it's so good. You look like a... Jesus, dude. Billy Maguire is the strongest being in the universe. That lightsaber does belong to him, so he's not wrong. No, he's not. It's like a family heirloom. So I'm so excited about this show. Love Star Wars since 6 years old. Now I'm 13. Well, you got lots to look forward to, Michael. Lots to look forward to. You've been a fan since 6 years old. Damn. I can probably relate. I was about 4, I think, when I first got into it. It's just something that it never gets old, no matter how old you get. Do you think Episode 10 comes out on December 22? No. It won't be for at least another 5-6 years. This is why Rey has taken the Skywalker name. And hear me out. This theory has been passed around. Rey's pregnant. just I want to talk about that quickly. How was Anakin conceived? He was conceived through the Force via the midichlorians and everything like that. He was conceived through the Force. What if, after Ben Solo's soul, as cheesy as it sounds, his soul joins with Rey, and he gives his life to save her, and they trade places, so to speak, and he pretty much lives within her, and they're a dyad in the Force. What if they actually have a kid through the Force? I know that sounds weird to think about, but I mean, stranger things have happened in Star Wars. I mean, as much as people put the original trilogy on a pedestal, can we please acknowledge that Luke and Leia kissed? You know, I mean, Jesus Christ. God. Darkseid should honestly use Steppenwolf in his army. Steppenwolf is a better fighter than Desaad. Yeah, but he's a lackey, innit? Did anyone else see those weird Ewok movies as a kid? No, I didn't, and I have no intention to. I might check him out just for fun, though. Do you think that Maguire could beat Vader and Obi-Wan? Yeah, of course. Billy Maguire's like the god. Have you read any Star Wars books? I've read Darth Plagueis. I've read Master and Apprentice. I've read Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn. That was the first Star Wars book I read. I loved it. And I've read Last Shot. I've read a couple of other ones called The Sith Code, The Jedi Path, and The Bounty Hunter Code. I've read those. And I think that's about it. Like, I'm not really a big reader of Star Wars. I prefer just, like, watching it. But I do like the odd one. I might get Light of the Jedi soon. Why do so many people think that Bucky's going to die at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier? That would be the stupidest decision, to kill off a character that's been in the MCU pretty much since the beginning in the show. Like, no disrespect to the show, but you don't do him off in the show. You do it in like an Avengers movie or something. Jesus Christ. Never mind, I can see episode 10 coming out in 2025. Yeah, for sure. It'll come out one day. They say the Skywalker saga has ended. It hasn't at all. They'll be back. And this time, for God's sake, can we get Anakin and Obi-Wan and Yoda in it properly? Why do they always say the last Star Wars movie, but they always come back? Money, 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 money! Chosen, I kind of quit. Chosen, I kind of quit Cobra Kai content since it's getting boring. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just I feel pretty good. Like, I don't mind doing videos for you guys on it, talking a little bit about you know, characters and stuff. Like, I got so many Cobra Kai videos lined up for all you guys, but it is one of them things where I haven't even watched Cobra Kai in at least a little while because I'm enjoying the break. I feel like if, you know, too much of anything can really make you sort of lose your fandom of it, if you know what I mean, because you overdo it. There are some people that can just constantly watch the same thing again and again and again. And you know, I'm not one of those people, not anymore. Like, I like to keep it varied. You know, I mean, I've been watching the Iron Man films recently. I rewatched Iron Man 2 the other day. It was nice to rewatch it again. I haven't watched it in so long. So it's nice to keep it sort of, you know, balanced between stuff. I don't want them killing off Bucky. He still needs happiness. Yeah, exactly. He still needs to fulfill his arc. And he's White Wolf. I read the Alphabet Squadron trilogy recently and loved it. Got me excited for Rogue Squadron. I want that to be the Dunkirk of Star Wars. I really do. The same way I wanted Rogue One to be the Saving Private Ryan of Star Wars, which the third act kind of was. But, you know, I really want it to be a Dunkirk style kind of fighting, you know? Be just, Did you like Hayden Christensen as Anakin? Yeah, I thought he did great. I thought he's really underappreciated. And I tell you what, Hayden felt so like handed everything after it that he took a break. He took a break from Star Wars because he didn't want to feel like he was riding a wave. And the ovation that he got when he was with Ian McDiarmid on that stage in 2017 is one of them things that warms my heart. Now, I don't know the guy, but I think we can all agree that when someone who is, you know, how do I say it? Treated harshly and then given the respect that they're due, or just given an ovation, it's heartwarming. It's nice, you know. And I think he was taken aback by it as well. And I think that's a big factor as to why Hayden even agreed to come back to Star Wars. But he loves the universe as well. I love Bucky, but my mum hates him because she said he caused Civil War, which caused Infinity War, and that he was the problem. I told her he was brainwashed, but he was a great dude before Hydra. Well, I mean, the thing is, if you actually think about it, he didn't even cause Civil War. That was the Avengers with, you know, Sokovia and all that. So they actually caused it before he did. One thing about Kreese is he's not a racist. Well, that's good. That's true. I told her that she was being unfair to Bucky. Yeah, exactly. His character arc is really good. Was Solo a good movie? Yeah. Solo's a very good movie. It's a decent movie. It's not great, but it's good. It's a lot to like about it. Don't worry, I'll go back to Cobra Kai content this summer since I heard a teaser for season 4 is coming this summer. Yeah, I feel you. Like, I'm just going to do the videos because, you know, it helps the channel and you guys want to see that kind of stuff. And, you know, the more fans I get of stuff, the likelihood that some of them are Marvel and Star Wars fans as well, which is good because now I can do like Star Wars streams and Star Wars videos and Marvel videos and stuff. And I want it to be more of a film discussion channel. So that way I can just talk about more general stuff. And then that way it's just more of an entertaining channel for you guys. And you haven't got to go and subscribe to 5 channels. You can just subscribe over here. But a teaser would be great. Everyone deserves happiness in all TV shows except Kreese, Terry, Mike, Zemo, those strong Winter Soldiers, or whoever attacked Sam and Bucky on the train, and Agatha Harkness. I completely agree. This comment right here. Take a picture, write it down, tweet that shit. Darius says, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. These suckers never had a chance, baby. I hope it's like a cross between Dunkirk, Red Tails, and Top Gun. Yeah, do you know what? That would be the best analogy I could give it. Like, just, oh, it would be so good. Yeah, he gets too much hate. I'm just glad Hayden's returning. I know, me too. I'm so happy. I'm honest to God so happy. I've stopped watching it for now, but when Series 4 come out, I'll start to watch Series 3 again. Yeah, I'm the same. Like, when Series 4 is about to come out, I might just rewatch all of them just to lead up to it. Bucky didn't cause anything. It was Sokovia and the Avengers' fault. Yeah, damn straight. Star Wars fans to Hayden now. Perhaps, yeah, that's it. It's literally the Thanos line. Perhaps I treated you too harshly. Like, even the people who hated the prequels have said that I kind of want to see Hayden Christensen in Episode 9. And obviously, well, he kind of was. But, you know, I'm upset how Finn wasn't really a Jedi. Oh, don't get me started on that, man. Like, 100%. When Episode 10 starts, Finn's going to be a Jedi. 100%. They know. Like, they know they screwed up with that. So, 100% he's going to be a Jedi. Does anyone think Bucky has become more sassy? Oh, yeah, for sure. The way he sort of smiles is like, hi, I'm Bucky. You know, or like, not hi, I'm Bucky, but it's like, this is part of my rehabilitation, and smiles. He has definitely become a bit more sassy. But as Ananth says, you know, he had that kind of those traits and mannerisms in the first Avenger. It's just after all the Hydra stuff, he became a sort of moody and drunk, depressed character. And he still has a lot of that, but he can let that, you know, original Bucky nature come out. I said Zemo was coming back and he was alive before he was confirmed. I had a feeling and I was right, Jacob. The feeling I got when I was correct was nice. It's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling when you're right, isn't it? And that's why theories are fun when you're right. It's great. Oh, I know. As I said, when Bucky's, you know, when Falcon's like, you put a little time in Wakanda, you come out White Panther. And he's like, actually, it's White Wolf. I was like, ah! I hope we get to see Ahsoka meet Luke and Leia. Ahsoka never knew. When she saw Grogu at that point, right, I don't think she knows that Anakin came back. Can you imagine a scene? Now, if you're going to do this, you can't deep fake it like they did with Luke in the finale. You need an actor. So get Sebastian Stan to do it. Right? Cast him as Luke. You know, get Mark Hamill's blessing, cast him as Luke, have a scene between them and say, Luke, you know, have Luke say to Ahsoka, listen, Anakin came back to the light. I think that will change your whole worldview. What do you think of the volume? I think it's an upgrade from CGI, but it seems limited in scale. The characters stand uncomfortably close to each other. The volume. Oh, what do you mean? Do you mean for which one, Johnny? Do you mean because we're kind of talking like Star Wars and Marvel? I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. Which one? Which one, pal? He was when arguing with Steve in the first Avenger. Yep. I'm hoping Finn uses the green lightsaber. Yep. You've seen that picture. Yep. I think green would be perfect for him. I was laughing at that line. Jacob, I'm getting Disney Plus soon, so I'll watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oh, yeah, for sure. You should, bro. You'll enjoy it. They hate guys in movies who are emotional, yet these women realize, well, it's all a bit strange. And yeah, Padme and Anakin had a very weird relationship. Everyone talks about Finn being wasted in the sequel trilogy, but I think Poe got the real short end of the stick. I see why you say that. His death shouldn't have been faked in TFA. Absolutely agree. And he shouldn't have been overshadowed by Holdo in The Last Jedi. It's just an impulsive guy who wants to blow stuff up. It's great. Well, here's how you fix Poe's arc, right? And this is what, if they had a plan, right, is you have Finn and Poe crash on Jakku together. You have Finn and Poe both meet Rey. You have Poe pilot the Falcon. You have Rey and Finn on the turrets. Wouldn't that be much better? Like, you have the new trio both together meeting Han Solo. Wouldn't that be great? Like, Finn and Rey have a good chemistry together. Like, they're great friends. And, you know, there's a good sort of brother-sister bond between them. At least I feel. So there is that is one of the highlights of the sequel trilogy, is the bond between the main trio, Poe, Finn, and Rey. They care about each other. And I'm glad Rise of Skywalker highlighted that, if you know what I mean. You know, with them three together. But yeah, I know what you mean. He has some cool stuff here and there, though. I liked his look in Rise of Skywalker, though. He looked like Indiana Jones. The volume is what they film Mandalorian in. It's a cylinder with images projected on a screen. Oh, right. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Silly me. Silly me. Silly me. Let me just have a little look at that, actually. Yeah, I know what you mean by that now. Yeah, I totally get you. It's one of them kind of things that's a little bit, you know, things are a bit. This is what happens when you don't shoot on location. They're going to film most, if not all, Star Wars projects in the volume. There's 3 in them, 1 in California, 1 in England, 1 in Australia. Yeah, for sure. They're definitely going to do that. I get exactly what you mean now. It's like, it's the way ILM, like, you know, movies are going now. It's all a bit, you know, up in the air. Yeah, I know what you mean. The characters are very close to each other. It is very noticeable if you're looking for it. It's funny how I don't hate any characters from Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, but I hate some characters in Cobra Kai. Oh, really? Who'd you hate? Anthony? 6 months left, and then Venom 2 comes out. Can't wait for that. Good old Carnage. Oh, man, I want Venom in the MCU so badly. I mean, he is in a way, but you know what I mean. Apparently, the volume in Australia is huge. Characters can spread out. Damn. Man, I need to really look at more of that behind-the-scenes stuff. My favorite scene in the entire sequel trilogy is Poe and Finn escaping the first. Exactly. I loved that scene. I'm not a big fan of the sequel trilogy, but I need a Finn and Poe Disney Plus show. I just love them two together. That was one of the things I was so excited for Episode 9, because this is the thing with Force Awakens, right? And this is why Poe should have been with Finn. He shouldn't have gone missing. Poe should have been with Finn, because the minute these two break out, they have a chemistry. They click straight away. And he's like, you know, on my left, you're on your right. You see it? You see it? Yeah, I see him. He's like, yeah. And he's like, what's your name? FN2187. What? It's the only name they ever gave me. Well, I ain't using it. FN, huh? Finn, I'm going to call you Finn. You like that? Yeah, I like that. Good to meet you. I'm Poe Dameron. Good to meet you, Poe. Good to meet you too, Finn. And they just have such a, like, they click straight away. Straight away they click. It's such a shame that they really didn't do more with that. But, you know, they do have a bit of that throughout the movies, and I think they are one of my favorite duos in Star Wars. I love Poe and Finn. They're brilliant, you know? Despite how the Finn character should have been a Jedi ultimately, I will say this. He is the glue that holds the group together for me. I hope one of Luke's other students survives somehow and was off fighting the First Order in another corner of the galaxy or something during the sequels. It'd make for a cool story. Yeah, that could make for a very good side story. I think we could definitely see something like that, Darius. 100%. Come on, Rhea. Yeah, like literally no one. Kyler every 2 seconds. Come on, Rhea. But I am hoping that, you know, I am really hoping that. That would be cool. That'd be a nice little neat thing. You could have like a sort of like how some of the Jedi survived Order 66. You could have stories across the galaxy. I hate Anthony and Kreese. I was okay with Kreese in season 2, but now he's literally starting to scare me, especially when he tried to kill Johnny again and then when he tried to kill Daniel. Yeah, I know what you mean. This is why he called in Silver, because he knows Daniel and Johnny are going to whoop his ass. Who's my favorite OG Star Wars character? Oh, shit. This is tough. It's got to be Luke. It's got to be Luke. Like, this is why Star Wars became a phenomenon. It's that scene where he looks out into the suns Oh my fucking! It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. The John Williams score is building to that crescendo, and it's something simple. Like he's just looking out into the open. He's just looking out at the suns, but it's the feeling of hope, adventure. There's something new on the horizon. I'd have to say Luke. With Han a close second for sure, and Vader a close third, and Ben Kenobi a close fourth, and then I'd say Chewie probably fifth. Leia, Lando, and then the droids. I love Lando though. He's like, "Hello, what have we here?" The Bond was great, but they were probably Jesus. I mean, they probably could have explored something like that, but I like them as friends. I think they're just cool as brothers, pretty much. Poe, Finn, and Rey are the exact opposite of Sam, Miguel, and Robbie. Agreed. Poe was a potential god tier character. He's like Steve Rogers in the sense that he's modest in the same way, and he has the charisma that Han has, the perfect blend, but they ruined it. I think they did okay. They didn't do too bad, but they could have done better. Kreese sees Johnny as a son, like a dark version of what Miguel and Johnny have. Yeah, exactly. That's why he's like, this is your last chance, Johnny. Are you in? Are you out? Face Cloudy, what's up, dude? Cobra Kai finishes filming in around 2 to 3 weeks. Let's go! Damn straight. So close. How would you react to seeing Bo-Katan in Mando? The way they introduced her was perfect. I thought it was, I agree. I felt like it was perfect. I felt like the way Bo-Katan was brought in was it was just very true to the character. I loved like Ludwig Göransson's score, like as their theme. It's cool. And I'm interested to see Mandalorian. Let me take a sip of water. My voice is getting a bit stretched. I'm interested to see Din Djarin and her going at it for the Darksaber. Because now Grogu's out the picture. I want him to rule Mandalore. Rey and Finn make a good team in TFA too. Yeah, they do. They have good chemistry. It's because Daisy and John, they're cute, innit? They work. They work together. And then Poe and, Oscar and John work together as well. And then Oscar and Daisy as well in Rise of Skywalker, they work. It's just a shame we didn't see more of the trio together. Lisa says, I love Luke Skywalker from Star Wars. Damn straight. Stop giving them mercy. Let's be honest, they fucked it up. No, they didn't fuck it up. They just didn't. Look, I've said this from day one. The sequel trilogy isn't bad. It's just a missed opportunity. That's all it is. It's nothing more. It's nothing less. That's literally it. Want another beatdown, Rhea? So hyped for Obi-Wan. Yeah, I know, man. Me too. Poe had the potential to be Han Solo without his flaws, but also with flaws, and he was clearly a leader like Han, but of course they did piss all when writing his character. Also, when you get theories right, it's better than bloody leaks, which ruin the excitement, and the moment when you find out you're right is, to be honest, god amazing. Yeah, I agree. Leaks and theories are, two different things. But yeah, like, on the sequel trilogy, like, I've said it from day one, they're not bad films. There's a lot of good shit in there, guys. And all these people that want the sequel trilogy retconned, you're not getting it retconned. I'm sorry, you ain't. I mean, look, kids are growing up with these movies, and 10 years from now, they're going to grow up and have a voice, and they're going to defend the movies that they love. The same way I grew up and defended the prequels, and original trilogy fans are like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I never saw the prequels like that. It's going to be the same thing. It's honest to God going to be the same thing. Just give it a few years. When the sequel trilogy fans are older and they have a voice, then it's going to be the same thing. And could you imagine being that much of an arsehole? Like to some kid, like a 5-year-old kid or whatever. It's like, I like Rey. I like Kylo Ren. I like Finn. I like Poe. Like, could you imagine that? And then being some arsehole, neck deep nerd, sweaty nerd, and saying to this kid, your movie's you shouldn't like that movie. It's terrible. Like, what kind of a Grinch would you be? Jesus Christ. Talk about Shrek at the swamp. Sheesh. Some very horrible people in the Star Wars fandom. Falcon and Winter Soldier. No mercy to Zemo. Zemo was a bloody donut. Yes, he was. I love how the music was playing. Like, sort of when you go and visit Magneto and X-Men, you got that sort of choir music playing. Would you want to see a young Miyagi spin-off like his past with Sato, or leave his past a mystery? Well, I'm not against it, and I know people have talked about exploring it, but I prefer some things to be left a mystery. If they explore it, then I'm all for it, because they've done such a great job with these characters that I'm enthralled and so excited to see where they could go with it. And I feel like they will have the utmost respect for the characters and enhance their stories. Because I don't think these guys probably weren't behind the original vision of it, innit? So they're adding to the story, and they've done a great job. This is how you do sequels, Hollywood. But I would much rather see something new. I would much rather see Chosen Kai. I want to see Chosen's dojo. I want to see that. Chosen's dojo with Robbie as a student. I hate you. God, I hate your stupid face so much. If you died, I wouldn't even attend your funeral. Can you imagine if we find out Shannon lied to Johnny and Robbie's not his son? Oh, God, that would be heartbreaking. I don't think they'd do that, but it would be heartbreaking. Heartbreaking to think about. I love Kyla's quote from episode 9 of season 3. I wonder what that is. I like the sequel trilogy, though, but I didn't like Poe and Finn's treatment. Yeah, it's just a mixed bag. All right, you're going to have a timeout, buddy. Come on. You're going to get me in trouble with YouTube if you keep commenting stuff like that. You agree? You agree? It was so random when everyone found out that Finn had the Force. It's like, yeah, fuck. Did they not watch episode 7? Like, this is my problem with episode 9, right? My biggest problem is we don't need everything spelled out for us. We know Finn is Force sensitive. We saw that in The Force Awakens when him and Kylo Ren look at each other at the Jakku village. Like, Kylo sensed it within him. Honestly, I kind of love that Anthony is just an annoying, spoiled brat. He only shows up like once a season, but when he does, he's hilarious. Especially in the scene when he repeats what his mum said. I actually saw that clip yesterday, just on my, daily clip watch. And he's like, well, they pay the bills. And I was like, Jesus, this kid's such an arsehole. If they did a Miyagi spin-off, the actor they get would have to be absolutely spot on to avoid ruining Pat Morita's legacy. Yeah, I agree. This is the problem when you do prequels. This is the problem. It's the quote where they steal the snake. I know what quote it is. I presume you want me to say it. You got the snake pull? Oh, shit. I orchestrated this entire plan. You didn't bring the one thing you were in charge of. I forgot, okay? I got a lot on my mind right now. If I don't pass trig this semester, my dad's gonna shit in my mouth. Cue the Hulk face. Just reach in and grab the snake. Kidding, I'm not gonna stick my hand in there. It's just like it's so random. It's just out of nowhere. Like Kyler doesn't really say much for a little while. He just has like one, he doesn't really say much. He's just kind of joined Cobra Kai, and then all of a sudden he just starts busting out these weird lines of, "If I don't pass trig this semester, my dad's gonna shit in my mouth." It's like, whoa, where'd that come from? He just starts like going into this long monologue. Oh. Why on earth was Bucky so weak when he fought those soldiers? I mean, didn't Wakanda give him a vibranium arm? No, he was strong. It's just because they're super soldiers. Essentially, they have a the formula that Emil Blonsky in the Incredible Hulk 2008 took. That's canon to the MCU, by the way. So it's basically that formula. So it's not the exact super soldier serum that Bucky and Steve have, or is Isaiah Bradley has. Is it Isaiah Bradley? I think that's his surname. But it's like a diluted version. It's like a much more diluted version of the serum. So they're not as strong as Bucky and Steve, but they're around that kind of ballpark. I really hope we get to see another Coyote Creek season 4 with Silver possibly making things even more hardcore. Yeah. Imagine Robbie doing that. I think Tori was using Hawk because she wants him to be Cobra Kai material to steal the snake. Yeah, it's testing him, isn't it? Bucky is the worst super soldier. Oh, I don't agree with that at all. I think the flashback scene the flashback moment was my favorite point. When Bucky reaches through with his Hydra arm, pulls the guy through, and he just goes around killing people. It's like this, Jesus Christ, this dude, when Bucky's in Winter Soldier mode, he's dangerous. Have you seen the actor who plays Anthony on New Amsterdam? That's one hell of a growth spurt. No, I don't think so. I haven't seen him, but even that growth spurt with season 3, he grew up quite a lot there. I don't think he's the worst. I just hated that the writer made him seem so weak. Yeah. But he'll have his moment for sure. Oh, I got a dislike on my Robbie video. Lovely. But yeah. Someone comments. What is someone saying there? So, okay. But yeah, like in regards to where Star Wars is going with things, I'm really excited for this Kenobi show. I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to it. Guys, comment in the chat. Do me a favor, comment in the chat your favorite Star Wars moments. I really want to see what you guys have to say. Tori should stop using people. Yeah, I know. I mean, as soon as Robbie says you resort to peer pressure, it's kind of my thing. It's like, yeah, that's the problem, Tori. The best scene in Karate Kid 2 when Daniel talked to Miyagi after his dad died and Pat Morita do not talk was very sad. Yeah, I agree. That scene was heartbreaking. Very sad. Very chosen. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to the show as a whole. I mean, Sung Kang in Star Wars. I mean, yes. Yes, please. With a packet of crisps. Hell yeah. They made Bucky weak to make the Flag Smashers a credible threat. Yeah, and even Falcon started getting his ass handed to him after a while. I think they just do it just because, like, this is the problem with superhero shows and movies is you have to nerf characters. Like, I mean, in Infinity War, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Thor can take Thanos on. They take Thanos on by themselves, right? And they give him a match. Imagine Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Thor, Captain Marvel, going up against Thanos. He would have lost an Endgame in seconds. But what they did was, we've nerfed Thor a little bit because of his character arc. We have to make Doctor Strange go and deal with a water portal over here. We have to make sure Captain Marvel arrives later on. Like, this is the stuff they have to do. But I forgive it because it's superheroes. When Vader tells Luke, "It is too late for me, son." You know what? That line is so powerful. He's like, I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your hate. It is too late for me, son. And he just summons the stormtroopers. He's like, the Emperor will show you the true nature of the Force. He is your master now. And the line that Luke says, "Then my father is truly dead." Oh, stung right in the balls. Ouch. I bet that stung him. And he doesn't have to say anything. This is why I love The Mandalorian so much. Because you don't see his face, but you don't need to. Just the expression in his body language is enough. As soon as Luke says, "Then my father is truly dead," and Vader just turns away, looking out across the balcony over to the tree shrubs and stuff. Like, Jesus, doesn't that tell you the conflict right there and then? Imagine the scenes if we see, like, creases stacked against Daniel and Johnny, like, oh yeah, you mean like Chosen Daniel Johnny against Barnes, Kreese, and Silver. Well, I think that's the end game, really. It's always crazy. I'm hoping Aisha finds out who she really is. Yeah, I mean, Tori, there is hope for Tori yet. What's up, Christian? They nerfed Vision super hard after Age of Ultron. I know, they introduced him with such power and pizzazz, and then they nerfed the crap out of him. But, you know, this is what they do with superhero shows and movies. They have to do it, because otherwise other characters won't be as much of a threat. But I'll say it, they do better than most other things. They do it better than most other stuff. I think I'll carry on for maybe another half an hour. I don't think they nerfed Vision. He was distracted in Civil War and was hurt in Infinity War. Well, here's the thing. They didn't so much nerf him, but they found a reason to get rid of him. They found a reason to get rid of him quite a lot. I don't like Falcon, but I can't say that. All these toxic Marvel fans are erasing. I like him. Oh, you don't like Falcon? Falcon's dope. You failed, Your Highness. You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me. So be it, Jedi. Oh. Like, isn't it weird how that scene, it goes from, so be it, Jedi, and then it just goes to, move! Move! And then Han's running, and then... Not my favorite scene was when Luke found the dead bodies of his aunt and uncle. It was the first time we saw the Empire as a credible and dangerous threat. Yeah, and there was that whole story of Boba Fett actually being the one doing that. That's why in Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader says to Boba Fett specifically, "No disintegrations, as you wish." Like, isn't it weird watching like the original trilogy, knowing that Boba Fett did survive now? In Mandalorian, when he uses the seismic charge, oh my god, I lost it. When it's just, you know, bang! Oh, loved it. Loved it. But yeah, I know what you mean. It really set them up as an actual threat. I like Ezra's flash more than Grant's. That's fair. That's fair. Chosen, can you play Fortnite today? You know what? After this stream, I shall play Fortnite. He shouldn't have got hurt that easy in Infinity War. Yeah, I know. I think it just, the whole thing caught him off guard. Make me the Flash. I can be better Flash than Barry. Falcon is hilarious. The Vader hallway scene is my... I'm so gutted I never saw Rogue One. And I'm so gutted I never saw Solo in the cinema for the Darth Maul end credit scene. And I'm so gutted I never saw Rogue One in the cinema, right? Because that Vader scene at the end, I lost my shit. I will always imagine for years what it would be like if Vader just went to town on Rebels. Now, look, comics and novels are great, but I'm a silver screen guy. I want to see it. Like, I want to see it. And just visually seeing Vader do that was amazing. And then Luke doing it in The Mandalorian against the droids. And it's so interesting because Vader's doing it and the scene elicits fear. It elicits, dominance, aggression, ruthlessness. When in Luke's scene, it's hope, courage, determination. Like, it's such a great parallel, that scene. Going forward, what do you think they'll do with Spectral Vision's character? He'll just be like, sort of here and there, going around doing random stuff pretty much. He'll just be going from place to place. But, he'll be around for a little while. I don't see Paul Bettany wanting to hang up the role. The way I see it, they want the actors to stay on. Like, if they... Like, Iron Man and Captain America in Endgame, their endings were perfect. But if Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. wanted to stay, I guarantee you the studio would have kept them. Even though as expensive as they were getting, I guarantee you the studio would have kept them. Like, Marvel won't be the ones to push them out the door. Same way as Chris Hemsworth with Thor and Paul Bettany's Vision. Like, they've been around for a while now, so they want to keep some regulars. A bit like how, like, Walking Dead keeps Daryl and Carol kind of front and center. When Luke shows up on Cloud City and Boba and the troopers start shooting him, that upbeat version of Yoda's theme. Oh, yeah, I know what you're on about. Look, Dad, it's a trap! Ugh, it's a trap! It's just the way, like, where Luke pulls out the gun and then R2's coming, beep, boop, boop, beep, and Luke's just like, no, get back, get back. And then, like, Boba just starts shooting at his ass. Smaller villains can't try to challenge the Avengers of these heroes because once they beat Thanos, I feel like they can easily win. Well, yeah, true. My favorite unintentional funny scene from Star Wars is when Anakin and Obi-Wan are going at fighting each other and then it cuts to two people getting smacked into the wall by Yoda. Oh, yeah, I know what you're on about. It's just like, dun, dun, dun. And you have that, the musical sound goes, and then Yoda just walks in and then he's like, get out my fucking way. Look up the video. Yoda voiced, Gordon Ramsay voices Yoda. Watch that video. Hilarious. Thor would destroy Wanda in his Infinity War form. If Thor gets a direct hit, then yeah. But if he doesn't get a direct hit, then I'd say Wanda's probably the strongest in the MCU. Yoda lifting the X-Wing in Empire and then Luke. Oh, I love that. I love that. Do you know what? That was probably so great for Mark Hamill. I bet you he felt so happy doing that. Like, think about it. It's more than just people. I don't like it when people say it's just, oh, hey, do you remember when Luke couldn't do it and now he could do it? It's more than that. It's because not only that, but it's a good full circle for the character. He couldn't do it when he needed to. He couldn't do it, right? He couldn't do it. He didn't believe it. Yoda showed him that it was possible. What does Rey need? Rey needs to be shown that it's possible to be reinvigorated with belief. So what does Luke do? He lifts that X-Wing out and the score that plays as the X-Wing's starting to rise out the ocean. That. And do you know what's crazy? The Rise of Skywalker soundtrack, like the main Rise of Skywalker title piece, that song has literally every piece of music from every single song in Star Wars. And like, if you go into the comment section, you go, oh my God, that's the note from Battle of the Heroes. That's the note from Imperial March. That's the note from Yoda's theme. That's the note from the Force theme. Like, it's all in there. John Williams, like, final farewell kind of thing, isn't it? If I was the Flash, I wouldn't repeat every time for every episode. Rogue One in the cinema would have been epic. I wish I saw it in the theater as well. Just the entire third act looks cinematic and grand. Oh, especially the space battle. Also, Jacob, I've been better lately with word commenting. I've been trying to be respectful. I appreciate that, Ali. Thanks, man. Just try and keep it as cool as you possibly can, yeah? Just because otherwise YouTube will kick my ass. If I was new Flash, would you enjoy the show? Maybe. I haven't watched the show anyway. Not anymore. There are so many good scenes in Infinity War and Endgame compared to any movie, like Thor making Stormbreaker, Tony snapping, Old Cap and the team-ups. Oh, the Stormbreaker scene was sick. Does anyone know the girl's name whom Bucky went out on a date with in episode 1? Not sure her name, but hopefully she comes back. I would make Flashpoint for 6 episodes. Do you think there will be a more hyped up movie in the MCU than Infinity War? Yes and no. Like, put it this way. We're still going to be hyped because we've got X-Men and Fantastic Four and all of that coming, but you're not going to reach this level again. And I say that because this had never been done. This had never been done before. I know X-Men have done something like it, but I'm talking in a grand scale of 23 movies and a consistent story, may I add, X-Men. It hadn't been done. So anything that we get now is just gravy. And I think with the build-up, a lot of people are in agreement. I want them to just go completely balls to the wall. Just do anything. Like, do whatever they feel like. They have my trust. Do whatever they want. They've earned it. R2-D2 and Yoda fighting was so funny. Yeah, mine. R2, let him have it. Doctor 3, Doctor Strange. Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange of Multiverse of Madness. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. It would have been dumb if anyone other than Luke saved Grogu. Well, I mean, if you put it this way, here are the choices. You've got Ahsoka, but it can't be her because it has to be another Jedi. So that leaves it as Ezra and Cal. Cal, I don't see being that kind of Jedi at that particular point if he's still alive. And Ezra's with Thrawn in the unknown regions, so it had to be Luke. Can I just say that, for one, the Super Star Destroyer and the Vader Star Destroyer was so sick? Yes, I agree. The Vader one was cool. I hope the MCU eventually does Secret Wars. Oh yeah, they're building up to that, for sure. Star Wars for trying to make another R2-D2, and the fact they made BB-8 was terrible, in my opinion. Well, BB-8's cool, but, you know, he is their version of R2. He's the new generation version of R2. But they still had R2 in there. Sad moment when Vader gets flashbacks and he was Anakin, then he redeems and saves Luke. Man. When Luke is like, Father, please. And then he's like, no, young Skywalker, you will die. Love when Ewan says, you were the chosen one. In the beginning of Star Wars The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren looks so terrifying. I know he looks sick in The Force Awakens. His entrance was amazing. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. I hated Padme, but she was also a bad queen. She was a young queen, though. I think that was the point of it, mate. Samuel L. Jackson voicing Darth Vader is hilarious. Oh, you've seen that? Yeah, I found that so funny. It's like, get the fuck out of here. You know when Vader's like, you are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away. They basically put the Samuel L. Jackson dialogue as, get the fuck out of here. Exactly. R2 was still there and when they tried to keep him. Yeah, but it was probably harder to use him. But this is great. I'm happy that my channel is getting to a place now where I can talk about like other topics. It's great. It's great. I really love it. Cobra, like we're bouncing. This is great. We're bouncing between Cobra Kai, Flash, Star Wars, Marvel. We're sort of bouncing between, keeping it, you know, true to mostly Star Wars just because of the stream at hand, but really enjoying it. And also, if you haven't liked the stream, what are you doing? Go and like the stream. Hopefully we can crack 5k subs. Hopefully. I've been stuck on 4.92 for ages. Hopefully we can crack it. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I only need another 80 and then I'm there. But yeah, it's one of them things with the saga, but there's so many great moments throughout it. And I think one of my favorite moments is... oh, what's this? Christian says, what was your reaction to when you thought Chewbacca died? Well, I was actually pissed off because... And I don't know why people wanted Chewie to die there. You do not kill off Chewbacca like that. Not like that. Like, I don't think that would have set right with me. Because then, how are you going to root for Rey when she's just killed off a legacy character? Like, Jesus. But I knew it was a fake out when, you know, it's like the transport brought back a valuable prisoner. But I love the music that plays when it's like the Beast used to fly with Han Solo. And then the music plays. Like the Rise of Skywalker theme is perfect. But yeah, it was very interesting. I had mixed reactions. I was close to throwing my popcorn at the screen. I said, hell no, you've not just killed off another one. Like, this is a big reason why they didn't kill off Lando, because you've got no one else left. I mean, Luke can still be around, but as a Force ghost only now. Hey, Chosen, I love when Zoom said, you can't lock up the darkness. Season 2 was so good of The Flash. I loved Season 2. If I got a £500 donation, man, I don't know what I'd do. I forgot Chewbacca. I love Chewbacca. It deserves a glorified death. Well, I had it pegged, and I know people might disagree with me. The way I see it, if the Falcon goes, he goes. He goes down with the ship. I think there's something so poetic and so metaphorical about that he is the one. And when episode 7 was released, before it was released, sorry, people were doing all these promotional images. I don't know if you guys remember. And one was like with the Falcon covered in flames. And I know we as an audience have an attachment to the Millennium Falcon, but ultimately in universe, nothing is sacred. The Anakin lightsaber isn't sacred. The Millennium Falcon isn't sacred. You know, it's one of them things where, yeah, exactly. If the Falcon goes down, he goes down. If the Falcon is to leave Star Wars, Chewbacca goes with it. And I don't mean that in a horrible way. I just feel like it would work for Chewbacca's character. You know, Chewbacca has been with that ship since Han, you know, since they met each other in you know, in Mimban, I think, in the dirt camp or whatever. But what's even interesting, do you know what? I think George Lucas had an idea. He was going to have a young Han Solo in episode 3 on Kashyyyk. A young Han Solo in episode 3 on Kashyyyk. He would have had that. And I think, you know, that would have been too convenient. So I'm kind of glad they left that out. I was sad when Zoom killed Barry's dad. Grant Gustin, Teddy Sears, and John Wesley Shipp absolutely nailed that scene, bro. If Chewbacca died, then I would have bursted out crying. Oh, yeah. Do you remember when, like, they get back to the base and then they're like, we need to see the general. She's gone. And then Chewbacca breaks down and he's like, and he's crawling on the floor, screaming in agony. Like, there was a guy I watched who found that funny. I said, how are you laughing? That's the saddest fucking part of the whole saga. Like, what was the promise that he made to Han Solo, the princess? You have to take care of her. You hear me? Huh? All of his friends are gone. It's just so sad for Chewie. Chewie's the only one left. Thank God Lando's still alive, so Chewie's not alone. The Palpatine thing where he goes between his own voice, Snoke and Vader's voice, was creepy as hell and a great moment. Yeah, I loved it. I think the sequel trilogy should have had more of that to make it feel more organic, but I really love that. The Millennium Falcon was like a regular ship in the sequels, and the fact that so many people used it by Rise of Skywalker was ridiculous. Well, I don't mind. I mean, it's sort of like, but it's sort of, you know, would the Doctor let everyone use his TARDIS? You know what I mean? It's, you got to be careful with these things, but nothing's sacred in universe. Han Solo was trained by Yoda. Was that true? No. The guy that was laughing was a donut. Yes. When Han said that was so emotional. I love when the arrow was in the first episode of The Flash for season 1. Yeah, I loved it. That was like, the early Arrowverse stuff was really cool. Had some cheesiness and stuff here or there, but it was really cool back then. Really cool. Oh, this is a good question. Will there be an It Chapter 3 movie? And if there is, how would you like the story to go? Well, for me, you can't undo Pennywise's death. That death needs to stick. Otherwise, It Chapter 2 means nothing. But what you can do, and guys, I've said this before. This is the sad truth of Hollywood. Money trumps creativity. And despite how we feel, for example, about Endgame, we have like Cap and Iron Man. They've hung up the shield and they've hung up the gauntlets and they're retired. Don't make the mistake in thinking they ain't coming back down the line because of money. 100% they'll be back. And it'll be like this, you know, It Chapter 1 and 2, I think, are the two most highest grossing horror movies of all time. Hollywood will never let this go. They will never let Pennywise go. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is what it is. You ready? It Chapter 3, The Beginning. Like, it's an origin story. It's an origin story. It will go back to the beginning of Pennywise and his first inception. But the only problem with that is you know that Pennywise ain't going to die or be defeated. So essentially, all you're watching it for is to see what Pennywise got up to in his early years. Like, it would just be a curiosity thing. It'll be more so a prequel than anything, I feel, Christian. Why did people say Han was trained by Yoda then? I don't know. I have no clue. Evil Barry versus Aaron episode 8 was sick. Oh, yeah, that was cool. I really enjoyed that, mate. I want the Yu Zhong Vong to appear as villains, but they might be too hardcore for Disney. Yeah. It's possible. It's possible. The Vong are basically the Grisk in new canon. Yeah. I think they'll only introduce some Legends content. They won't do everything. Hollywood are like flipping 100-year-old grandmas trying to keep things forever. Yeah, Hollywood just can't know when to leave it alone and sometimes just to let things rest. Like, I'm dreading the day that a Harry Potter continuation is made. Like, I'm really dreading it. Like, I thought Harry Potter ended in the perfect way. Don't ruin it. And I have no doubt in my mind that once Fantastic Beasts is done, they're going to get all the cast back together for a reunion movie. Favorite fight in The Flash, Jacob? Oh, it was Zoom's introduction. Like, Zoom's introduction. I think it was in episode 6 where he breaks Barry's back or something, and he just drags Barry's up, like, sorry ass around, just taking him and beating the crap out of him. That's how you do a second act. Remember when Han tapped a trooper soldier and then... yeah, what you mean when he's standing behind the scout trooper and he just taps him on the shoulder and he's like, hey! And then he runs around the corner and there's like a whole squad of troopers there. Oh, man. Do you think Wanda will become a full-on villain in Phase 5 or after Multiverse of Madness? Well, in the comics, she's been a villain, but I feel like the MCU Wanda, because she's had mentorship from people like Black Widow, Steve Rogers, she won't go full-on villain. She'll be like anti-hero kind of thing. Do you think Chapter 3 is coming out fall 2022? I don't know. It all depends on creativity, innit? The Cursed Child is a travesty. Oh, God, keep that away from me. Keep that away from me. I don't want to know any more about that, mate. But yeah, The Cursed Child is not the one. My bad for being late. No worries, Jesus. But yeah, keep that away. Hollywood won't let Star Wars go. They won't let Marvel go. They won't let so many things go. Dang, I hate Hollywood. Well, yeah, I mean, we say that, but we go and watch it. So we're continuing the cycle. Johnny Utah says, show Pennywise messing with another group or kids in a different part of the country. Yeah, I feel like you can do that. And again, it's going to be weird because you know that Pennywise can't be defeated. So there is no tension there. There's no like, can the good guys do it? Because they ain't going to do it. It's just going to be interesting to see what he does. Han and Leia's romance is great. Oh, yeah, for sure. Did Wanda become an anti-villain in the last episode? In a way, but not fully. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Do you think Sam is the real villain? Because I don't. She has made mistakes. She's made mistakes, but she's not the real villain. Like, there's no real villain in Cobra Kai. The villain is life, and misunderstandings in particular. They should never make another Terminator ever again. I absolutely agree. Don't ever make another. After Dark Fate, that was my last straw. The timeline makes less sense than X-Men. I know. Like, how are you going to kill John Connor in the opening? Oh my fucking God. Who allowed that decision? What are you doing? The reason Terminator 2, right, is such a great film is not just because it's a robot going around killing people, protecting 2 other people. It's because of the bond between boy and machine. He looks at this thing like his father. It's like, I mean, how cool is it? Hasta la vista, baby. Like, it's fun. It's sick. It's classic. The bond between man and machine where he's like, I order you not to go. I order you not to go. And he's like, I now know why you cry, but it's something I can never do. Ow! Fucking hell, the writing in that was amazing. Like, he's like, why do you cry? Like, the machine's curious. He's curious. Why do you cry? And he can't explain it. But then he gets to the end of the film and he's like, I understand now why you cry. I get it. What do they do in Dark Fate? They just piss all over it. Why not? I mean, look, I'm a big advocate for creative freedom. But who honestly thought that was a good idea? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What kills me about The Cursed Child is that in the back of the book, it says the 8th book, so I can't even pretend it isn't canon. Man, Jesus Christ. I don't want that book to be canon at all. Just create a headcanon. Do you think the cast from It Chapter 1 and 2 are coming back? No, I think they're done. I think their contribution's done because the child actors, they're getting they're getting old enough to the point now where they have to use CGI on them. And the adults, their story's been told. They've beaten Pennywise, and that's it. The only person who's going to come back from the It films is Pennywise himself, and that's it. Have you ever watched The Faculty? Yes, I've watched that. The one with Jordana Brewster, Josh Hartnett, and what's his name? Frodo. What's his name? Elijah Woods or something? Yeah, I watched it. I found it really creepy and disturbing, but yeah, I watched it. Do you think any of the MCU heroes will make a cameo in Captain Marvel 2? Photon. So Rambo. She will. She'll be in it. I want to see how Pennywise returns. No, I don't want him to come back. I don't want him to. I want him to stay dead. If we're going to do more Pennywise, it's got to be. You have to go in the past. You can't go forward. Terminator 2, the best one. Damn straight, Michael. I kind of shipped Leia and Luke in Empire Strikes Back. Damn. But in Return of the Jedi, I went back to shipping Han and Leia when I realized they were siblings. Yeah, I think a lot of people. There's a couple of YouTubers who've done reactions to the Star Wars movies, and they actually liked Luke and Leia. And then when they found out they were siblings, they kind of retracted their statement. I highly recommend Castle Rock. It's a Stephen King series. Bill Skarsgård is in it, but plays a different character, not Pennywise. It's like a fun little Easter egg. Right, let me just look it up. Castle Rock. I've heard of it. I've heard of it. I'm going to have to check it out. I'm going to have to take you up on that. Do you think Robbie and Miguel will ever become friends? Yes, but not for a long time. I personally hope so, Michael. Do you think Wanda should get therapy like Bucky? I don't think there's any therapist that can reach Wanda. I think she's just got to go through it herself. You still need to watch The Boys Chosen. You're going to kick yourself for not watching sooner. Yeah, I know. I need to get on that shit. I've heard so much about it. I really need to watch it. I hope Spider-Man PS4 sequel comes out soon. Well, if anything, the Miles Morales game was a setup for that. Have you guys played the Batman Arkham games? You know how like you could switch between Nightwing and Batman? You're going to have the ability to play as both Peter and Miles in the next one. I feel it. Robbie and Miguel become friends, but down the line. What was your reaction to the Infinity War trailer? Amazing. Like, I remember people who had never seen an MCU movie going to see it and getting hyped about it. Like, if they're getting hyped about it, could you imagine how hyped I was? I was losing my shit. Wait, so we're going back to the past. So that's why it's called The Beginning. Yeah, like, this isn't official. This is just what I think they'll do. It Chapter 3, The Beginning. That's just what I think they'll do. Doctor Sleep is such an underrated movie. Great sequel to The Shining. Ewan is great. Yeah, I watched it the other month. It is interesting. I think Ewan does a great job in it. It's very interesting. It's a very, very good sequel. The Boys is the greatest superhero show of all time. I've heard so many great things. I need to really get on that show so much. When I went to the cinema to watch Infinity War, when the movie was about to start, I was getting incredibly nervous because of the excitement. Oh, me too. I was giddy. I was like, ooh. Like, I went to the cinema with my mate Stuart, and when we watched it, when Thor arrived at Wakanda with Groot and Rocket, we both lost it. Infinity War trailer was good. Yep. Do you think Daniel and Johnny's dojo is going to work? Oh yeah, for sure. They're not going to start it up for no reason. It's going to work. Jacob's a legend. Yes, I am. I hope new group of kids are in it. Chapter 3. If not, then okay. Well. But this is the problem. If you're going to continue with Pennywise, you have to go into the past, but he gets beaten in the future. So if we're watching anything more with Pennywise, it's not going to be about, how do I put it? We're going to be watching it knowing Pennywise survives. But what you can do is sort of like how Rogue One is, the good guys aren't going to win, but they're going to get the Death Star plans to the good guys who will win. It's going to be like that. It's going to be what leads into the Losers Club winning, ultimately. Have you seen Invincible on Amazon? It's amazing. I haven't watched it. I've got Amazon, so I might have to check that out. I don't think I'll ever experience something as amazing as Infinity War. I was speechless 30 minutes after I watched the movie. Oh, that ending. Oh, my God. Thanos just sitting there after he dusted the universe, and the score playing... Dun, like, oh, fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Can't wait for Shang-Chi. Nah, me neither, man. Do you like Pokemon? Pokemon Red and Yellow, those are my shit. Am I an embarrassment if I don't know how to ride a bike? Well, I had my plans. I had my problems with that in the past, mate. Don't worry. Everyone has their thing. What are your thoughts on Groot's Disney Plus series? That's going to be the wackiest one. I actually forgot about that. Fortnite. Oh yeah, don't worry, I'll play it after this ends. It's not that interesting. It was great. People were crying in the theater when Tony died. It was surreal. Yeah, like I don't really tear up at many character deaths. I sort of have like the the sort of quivering lip. I sort of have that. But when Tony died, man, fuck, I was close to crying, man. Like, because I saw the first Iron Man movie with my granddad in the summer of 2008, and just to see it all come to a conclusion was amazing. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they didn't say the Avengers will return. They said Thanos will return. Like, they knew what they were doing with that. The Pokemon, I'd love to see that. How that kid in the old photo Ben finds up in a headless tree. Yeah, that's the stuff it can really explore. If anything, if it's a prequel about Pennywise, it'll be about exploration. Zombies episode of What If. Mm-hmm. Yep. Was sad when Tony died. I think the Groot TV show is going to be a bit... Yeah, I agree. It'll be like the Forky series. Can't even spell Tony. During Infinity War, if you need to go to the bathroom, you have to hold it in no matter what, I swear. Well, this is why whenever I go into the cinema, I go into the toilet straight away before I go into the movie. Like, I get the popcorn, I get the snacks, I give them to my mates to hold, I go into the toilet, do whatever, and then that way I don't have to worry about it. I crowed so much when Tony died in Endgame. Yeah. He died a hero's death. And his arc up to that point was, I shouldn't be alive unless it was for a reason. He died saving everyone. My favorite Pokemon starters were Charizard and Sceptile. Oh, Charizard. That was probably my favorite Pokemon. Besides Pikachu, obviously, Charizard was the GOAT. Mewtwo. I don't think Tori and Sam will become friends. Yeah, I don't see... I see Miguel and Robbie becoming friends. It's a lot more likely than that happening. Like, Tori and Sam have tried to kill each other. You know, well, actually, no. Tori's tried to kill Sam. Sam hasn't tried to kill her. Let's be fair. Yeah, Charizard's goated. Is it weird that I feel like Sam and Tori are more like Daniel and Johnny because they had more interactions? Yeah, I know what you mean, but I feel like there's too much animosity there for them to be friends. So sad Iron Man is gone. He's such a legend. Yeah, but you know, it came to a crescendo. Groot should get a girlfriend. I can't believe I didn't notice how good of Elizabeth Olsen. What did I do? I don't know. What did you do? Your hair is winter fire, January ambers. Oh, God. You remember that scene in, when Ben's staying behind in class and Pennywise is in front of the projector? Like, I shit you not. This actually made me jump. When Pennywise is in front of the projector, you just see a shadow, and then Ben jumps up and it's just Beverly, but it's just Pennywise pretending to be Beverly. And then, you know, Ben goes in for the kiss thinking it's Beverly, and then all of a sudden there's like this head on fire chasing him through the school hall. I'm like, fucking up. And then, you know, Ben's running away and you just see the light slowly start coming closer and closer and closer. And then in the locker, you just see this face on the poster behind Ben. And I'm like, I said to Stuart, I said, 100% Pennywise is going to be exactly in that poster in a second, where that face is. And he was exactly there. And he's like, kiss me, fat boy. I was like, ugh, fucking piss off. Ugh. Yeah. Always knew you would die alone. Fucking asshole. He died by bullying. I can't believe how good of an actor Elizabeth Olsen is. Well, that's what's great about these Marvel shows, is they're really giving spotlight to the people who never really got a chance to showcase it in the movies much. Thor and Captain Marvel interactions. Yeah. I like this one. Kanto. Don't worry, man. Let it go. Be the Yoda of the situation. I keep thinking how different MCU Phase 4 would be if Guardians of the Galaxy 3 kicked off Phase 4. Yeah. It'd just be great to have Thor with them, you know? I'm looking forward to that. As Guardians of the Galaxy, back together again. I think Miguel and Robbie will become friends, but Tori and Sam will be like sometimes friends and sometimes enemies in the future, like Daniel and Johnny. Yeah. I could see it going that kind of way. Hello there, Oligario. What's up? Sebastian Stan looks like he's in his 20s, but he's actually in his late 30s. I guess it's because of his yeah, it's his beard. It's really his beard. If I saw Pennywise, then I'd probably try and scare him. If that doesn't work, then I'd try to give him a... Yeah, Jesus. I wouldn't do that. I'd spit at him. Spit at him and call him an ugly piece of shit. I'll tell you what. The girl in the scene, you know the girl under the bleachers that he kills? I actually respected her so much, right? You know how, like, in every movie, you get that dumb kid that can't walk away, right? There's a creepy clown hiding underneath the bleachers of a baseball game. And she says, "You're not my friend, you're scary," and starts walking away. I said to Stuart, I was like, thank you. Finally, she's walking away. Good. A kid that has a brain cell. And then he just goes, "People make fun of me." And I'm like, ah, shit. Here we go. Here we go. He's going to trick her, and then he's going to bite her. Yep. And then he does it. 1, 2. You're supposed to say, Jesus. I was like, for God's sake. Like, there are people that have actually felt bad for Pennywise during that. I was like, I don't fucking kick that fucking dick to the curb. Beat him up. Throw him in the hood. Get him absolutely beaten up. Bloody stupid Pennywise. I was so happy when Richie said to him, you know, what did Richie say? He's like, when he said, he's like, "I fucking told you, Bill. I fucking told you. You punched me in the face. You made me walk through shitty water. You brought me to a fucking crackhead house. And now I'm going to have to kill this fucking clown." And he's like, "Welcome to the Losers Club, asshole." And just swings at him. I was like, yes, kick his ass. Thor Ragnarok was a god tier movie. Oh, yeah, for sure. A lot of great stuff. Pennywise versus Thanos. Can you imagine? Like, what's Thanos' fear? Chillwell season. Sup, dude? Stranger Things made a reference to Pennywise in season 2. Oh, really? Let me have a little look. I was so happy when Pennywise got the smackdown put in his candy ass. Ugly bastard. Stand the sight of him. So happy when they went to town on him. I mean, hell, there's another Stephen King movie. I think it was The Dark Tower. There was an actual image in the background. I think it was The Dark Tower. And in The Dark Tower, I think the one with Idris Elba? In the background, there's a fallen fair ride sort of area, and it says Pennywise lives. So take that what you will. RJ, sup, dude? Pennywise is like the live version of like Tori's landlord. Yeah, I know. Thanos of the Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos fears Billy Maguire. But yeah, like that girl had some brains. She was like, "You're not my friend, you're scary," and started walking away. I was like, finally, there's a character that's a kid that has there's just a character that has intelligence in a horror movie. I was so happy about it for once. I was like, finally. And then he goes, "People make fun of the way I look." And I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Yep, here we go. She's dead. Damn it. Crap. Ugly bastard. Stupid clown. Stupid clown. Stupid clown. I'm not going to lie, though. In the movie, when he starts dancing, when he captures Beverly, right, and she wakes up, and then it's like, presenting Pennywise the Dancing Clown. And then it just... And he's just like dancing with this weird leg movement. I started laughing hard. I couldn't. I was in stitches. Pennywise likes penny soup. Doctor Sleep is a great movie. Yeah, it's pretty good, that one. It's very eerie. What if Cobra Kai ends with everyone turning good except for Tori and Kreese? Maybe. It is possible. Tobey Maguire may not be in season 3, but Tobey Maguire can. Yes. Doctor Sleep is basically in relation to The Shining. I keep forgetting, is it sequel or prequel? You guys comment. Have you seen Who Wants Coffee clip? I have Tori, the evil look. I hate you. Mustang. Bill was my favorite of the It characters. I can relate to him a lot as an older brother. If that ever happened, it'd wreck me. You know, after they beat Pennywise in the first film, and then, you know, Bill sees Georgie's jacket just amongst the wreckage. Oh, man, that almost got me. Because it's just like the whole point. It's a sequel to The Shining. Oh, thanks, Darius. The whole point of Bill's adventure is that You know, in the original movie, in the original miniseries with Tim Curry, and let me take a quick sip of water. That's what happens when you're talking a lot. In the original miniseries and in the book, Georgie dies when Pennywise bites his arm off, and then Pennywise just leaves him there. Like, he dies of blood loss. He just dies outside of the drain via blood loss, and that's it. But in the movie, in the 2017 movie, Pennywise drags him under. And, you know, I think we don't know where the rest of Georgie ended up. And I think we will never find out. You know, we'll never find out if Pennywise actually consumed. I think it's just left to imagination that Pennywise probably finished him off and consumed him whole, and maybe just kept his body down in the sewers, you know, with the jacket as a relic just to troll Bill. And then, you know, when Bill goes over to the wreckage after believing that, you know, there's no body, Georgie must still be out there. His body was never found, which is a great spin from the original book and the movie. Like, his body was never found. And when he finds the jacket, I think it's his way of acceptance of, look, Georgie's gone. My brother's gone. And this is why It Chapter 1 and 2, they're not your usual horror movies. Why the fuck are we talking about it? Because it just came up in conversation. But they're not your usual horror movies. They have a lot of heart. They have a lot of emotion. And they have a really great story behind it. It's a lot to do with, you know, beating your fears and conquering your fears and all that. What is the best It? Oh, 2017 for sure. Dr. Sleep takes place afterwards. Guardians of the Galaxy confirmed that one of the Guardians will die. Who do you think will? Rocket Raccoon. I think he's the one. And the reason I say that is because, you know, he says, well, I haven't got much of a lifespan anyway. And because the others have already died via Endgame and stuff, and he was the one who lived, I feel like he's the one that's going to be, he's going to bite the bullet. And I feel like it's going to be a sad moment for Thor and all the other Guardians. And it's going to be a shame, you know. Rocket Raccoon, man. Him and Tony interacting. Honestly, to this exact second, I thought you were Build-A-Bear. Maybe I am. Yeah, 100%. He's the one I put my money on. Have you watched The Sopranos? It's a great series. I've never watched it, but I've heard about it. And I've heard a Family Guy reference of, well, at least he doesn't then like The Sopranos where they just cut a blank in mid-sentence. Maybe Gamora. Nah, Gamora's died enough now. Do you think Hawk still might not trust the Miyagi-Dos? Maybe, but he'll have no choice now. Who died in it too? People. I hope Rocket doesn't die. He's hilarious. Yeah, that's what would make it so heartbreaking. And this is why I have so much respect for James Gunn. Because, let's be honest, I would have loved to have seen Yondu in Infinity War. Yondu with that whistling arrow would have wiped Thanos. Like, he would have done such wonders for the Avengers. And just seeing Yondu interact with the Avengers would have been amazing. But his death in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is so powerful and so strong. You don't want to undo that. And he's like, you know, he may have been your father, boy, but he wasn't your daddy. I was like, oh, man. You're going to get me choked up right now. And he's like, I'm sorry I didn't do none of it right. Like, I'm damn lucky you're my boy. And then Star-Lord's like, what? And he's taking him out of the atmosphere, and Star-Lord's finally realizing that he's sacrificing himself to save Quill. And, you know, Quill in that moment realizes, you know, I've been looking for the Hasselhoff, you know, father. But I had the Mary Poppins one. Oh, Mary Poppins, y'all. Oh, man, it was sad. Billy Maguire to Robbie. Look at the look at little Johnny Lawrence Jr. Gonna cry. Wait, hey, can someone do a Billy Maguire of him bullying Robbie in Cobra Kai? I'd be crying with laughter. Oh, that'd be hilarious. I think it's going to be Drax because his purpose in life was to kill Thanos. You know, this was in the back of my mind a minute ago, is that I still firmly believe Rocket Raccoon, but as you say, Drax's mission was to kill Thanos, and now that's done. It is possible. It is possible. Chosen, it's the greatest TV show of all time. I might check it out. Yondu's death was heartbreaking. Oh, it was. And, you know, Yondu, what are you doing? You can't. Yondu. And then, and the final gift that Yondu gave him, like was it a Zune where you could have like 5,000 songs on your thing or something? Oh, man. And at the start of the film, when Sylvester Stallone's character is like, you'll never hear the horns or something when you die, Yondu. Like, in that moment, you're just like, damn. Shit. And then you see the horns of celebration at the end of the film when Yondu dies. Man. How do you think Cobra Kai will end? Sort of like how Karate Kid 3 probably ended. Jacob, remember the line. You lied and I died. Yeah, I remember that one. You lied and I died. Rocket and Groot is just like Han and Chewbacca. In a way. A list of most powerful beings in the universe. Billy Maguire, Bert, Kyler's dad, Spray Girl. Yes, I know what you mean. Kepper. Yeah, I know. Yeah. The cat that scratched Nick Fury, Lord Bentner, the Chosen One, Mark Goldbridge. Well, at least I'm above Mark. Imagine what Groot will think if Rocket were to die. Oh, God. It would break him. You know what the best I Am Groot is? It's when they're in Infinity War. It's like, Groot, put that thing away. I don't have to tell you again. And he just goes, I am Groot. Whoa, whoa. Ever since you got a little sap, you know, oh, it was hilarious, that one. Nathaniel and Amanda. Jesus, Nathaniel's pulling the Mrs. LaRusso. Sheesh. That line got me. Do you think Kyler will turn good? Which line, Chosen Vader? Do you think Kyler will turn good? Nah. He doesn't really need to. He's fine as he is. I remember watching It Chapter 2 in theaters. It was packed. Yeah. Do you know what? In one of the cinema reactions that I watched, when Georgie was talking to Pennywise, there's someone that said, boy, you better not take his fucking hand. Oh, the line, you lie and I die. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm probably going to wrap this stream up in the next couple of minutes, and then I'll load up some Fortnite, and then I can, you know, chill on some gaming before the night is done. All the dojos are going to come together to attempt to stop Kyler's dad and Billy Maguire. Yeah, 100%. Where is Goose, the cat who scratched Nick Fury? Good question. You're asking the right questions. Probably be revealed in Captain Marvel 2. Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. Yeah. Flurkin. Is it funny how he's like, mother flurkin? Because that's the species of goose. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up. You know, it started out with great Star Wars discussion, my reaction to the Kenobi cast. You know, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be sick. And what's great about my channel, and, you know, we're close to 5K, we're so close, is that, you know, we can bounce back and forth between Star Wars, Marvel, Cobra Kai, DC, It Chapter 2, Bully Maguire, even talk about The Sopranos and other stuff. Like, that's what I love. It's like, this is a good film sort of TV show discussion channel where we can talk about a mixture of different things, and that's just kind of what I want it to be. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Which couple will end up together? What, in Cobra Kai? Miguel and Sam permanently, I think, and then Robbie and Tori temporarily. Did you see Billy Maguire ends the final battle and then Thanos and his army reverse the action? Yeah, I saw that. He just like flicks. Billy Maguire is the chosen one. Yeah, he is. Okay, guys, I'll see you in a couple of minutes for the gaming stream. See you in Fortnite, and also you lie and I die. Jacob, you have built a community for us, and we're so happy and grateful for you. Thanks, Ali. Cheers, pal. Okay, I think I'm going to end it there. I'll see you all in a couple of minutes for the gaming stream. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Thank you all for popping in. If you're not going to be in the gaming stream, then I want to thank you for watching this. Thank you for being in here. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, I will see you all in another stream soon. Chosen Live, or no, sorry, Chosen Vader Karate is dismissed. It's revive time. Billy Maguire versus Tom Holland. Look at little guy. Honestly, could you imagine? Like, if Billy Maguire says to Robbie, "Look at little Johnny Lawrence Jr." Gonna cry? See you later, folks, and may the Force be with you. Anakin and Obi-Wan rematch. I need it.